Who's ready for an adventure?
Last night was a night, to say the very least. Not a good night by any stretch of the imagination. The shelter that I had with the canoe and the tarp, looks like I got some blood there, did a great job of keeping mosquitoes in and not such a great job of keeping moisture out. We got rain overnight, quite hard at times, and I found myself in a puddle. So I got up and tossed another tarp on top. Turns out neither of them are completely waterproof, so I guess that's a lesson that you should check your gear more thoroughly before you go out. So yeah, this is going to be quite the experience, I can already tell. We're on day 2 now, and I don't know if I got any sleep last night. Yeah, so I have just set up your standard tarp, still under construction at this point, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to go on. I still plan on making a shelter at some point, but this is something. I'm going to have to figure out a way to design a shelter that's going to at least minimize the amount that the bugs can get at me, because this is ridiculous. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So we'll see what I can do.
This morning I discovered a dock not far from the island that I was camped on. I would learn that it belonged to a nearby hunt camp and that it led to a large system of abandoned logging roads.
Hop out, Roy. Come on, hop out. Hey, what you get? Take the rope with you. No courtesy this one. A good wild edible plant to know is dandelion. It grows everywhere. It's easy to recognize. We pretty much all know what it looks like, and it's full of nutrients. So you can eat the leaves, you can eat the buds, you can eat the flowers. It's got a taproot as well, which can be peeled and eaten like parsnip, or you can save the taproot. I kind of cut that one off, but anyways, you can save the taproot and dry it, roast it by a fire, and then ground it up and use it as a coffee substitute. So yeah, the leaves, can be a little bitter, but like I said, they're full of nutrients, so I'm going to try and get those in me whenever I can. Hang on to the root. This is a small one here. There are bigger ones, but anyways,
Anyway, so I'll hang on to these, get a good collection going, and then I can get a coffee substitute so I have something nice, a nice warm drink in the morning, and it actually doesn't taste too bad at all. Right there. No, I know. Well, I was actually the one who spotted it first. Point the gun at it, but I'm not going to shoot it. Because it's not in season right now. I went out, did a little hunt, quotation marks because nothing was hunted, but I walked around and expended some energy for a while. All sorts of mosquitoes. That's definitely been the big overarching theme so far for the last couple days, has been a whole lot of mosquitoes and black flies. Good, so I tried to build a little bit of a shelter thing here. I've taken it apart now because, well, essentially it was like a one-man tent. So I had this yellow rope as the center cord, draped the silver black tarp over top, and then sealed it down. It was good at first, but they were able to get in through small holes, and once they got in, they didn't get out, so you just ended up with an increasing number of mosquitoes. And obviously that's not what I want. That's basically the same thing that happened last night. So Roy and I were laying down here for a while, down by the water, and obviously with more wind there's less insects, and just got me thinking this is a nice sunny site, and it's great if you have a tent, but I don't have a tent, and I don't think this is the site for me. So I'm gonna have to pull up stakes, move somewhere else. I'm not sure, I might end up changing lakes even. I'm gonna take a look. It's too late in the day now, so at this point I'm just gonna get a good fire going, get some food in me, and I'll probably try to remake that shelter last minute so as to trap as few insects as possible, get in there late once the big rush is done, or I might even sleep down there and just hope it doesn't rain on me. We'll see what happens there, but basically I'm going to be preparing to break camp and head out tomorrow, try something new. I just finished switching up my shelter, so now it's as you see it. It's a little higher, airier, and that should help with the bug situation. It won't be as warm, but the nights, or at least last night anyways, was pretty warm. I was wishing it was colder so that I could hide it in my sleeping bag more. So if it is a little colder, that's fine with me. And like I said, that should help with the bug situation. So one less thing to worry about, and fingers crossed I'll get myself good sleep tonight and be all set, ready to go for tomorrow. So now I'm just going to go grab some firewood, then I'm going to get some tea, some dinner, and basically wind down for the rest of the day.
Got a couple of dead standing balsam firs here. So they've got either no needles or just dry, dead brown needles. They've been dead for a while now, at least over the winter. So they're dead, they're still standing, so they should be fairly dried. These would be something that I could use potentially for a friction fire to make the bow drill. I don't think I'm going to do that just yet, so I'll probably just burn these ones, but That is something to look for. So today's tea is going to be raspberry. I tried it for the first time this morning, and I was actually pretty pleased with how it turned out. It's sweet, again, reasonably mild, as most wild teas will be, but it's a nice sweet flavor to it. So I'm going to make a whole pot of that, use that to keep me hydrated, and it also gives me a nice tasty drink to go with dinner. So I'll leave that for 15 minutes or so, let it steep, and come back to it. So the tea has now had about 15 minutes to steep. I'm gonna take a taste and see how it is. It's got a nice light green color to it. You can see there. And I would imagine that is probably ready. That's good. It's like a nice light green tea, a little sweet. That's a good one. I'll have to do that again. So that's raspberry tea for today's tea. Today's tea. A little tongue twister, but not really. Just gonna get myself a nice collection of freshwater mussels for dinner to go with my dandelions. They should be golden. I've been seeing these all over the place, past just little muddy areas, and there's all sorts of freshwater mussels. These are a good protein source because you don't have to worry about running them down. You do have to worry about getting in the water, so if it's cold out, maybe not the best idea, but they're going to be there, and they're easy to get, and you can get a bunch of them. Need to make sure you cook them thoroughly though, because they can have parasites. Alright, that should be plenty. Get out, dry off, and make myself some dinner. Got my freshwater mussels here. Go into the boiling water. So I've just taken the freshwater mussels out of the frying, or the pot rather. And the dandelions are in there now, so they won't take long at all. I cooked the mussels for about 10 minutes. That should be enough to kill any sort of parasites and pathogens that would be in there. Now I haven't been eating a whole lot the last little while, and I've tried to make up for that with this meal. I may have gone a little bit overboard, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see whether or not I can finish that. It'll be worth a try anyways. So I'll give that another 30 seconds or so, and then I'll take it off. So here's my surf and turf dinner. Whole bunch of dandelions and freshwater mussels. Not gonna lie, I made a few too many, I'm thinking. But
Oh well, get some nutrients into me. Not bad. It's food. And that'll keep me going till tomorrow. The dandelions taste, yeah, they definitely taste a little less bitter after being boiled. A little softer as well. Very nutritious, so they're not my favorite food, but I try to make a point of getting some in me because all sorts of vitamins in there. And it's an easy one to pick out as well. So that's pretty much the end of today. Had a pretty inauspicious start with the sleep that I had last night. It's a poorly designed shelter, trapped the heat, trapped the bugs, and I didn't get much, if any, sleep at all. So today I redesigned the shelter, got some all-natural food into me. I was hoping to try to establish a new campsite today, but that didn't end up happening. I just had to take care of some housekeeping, so to speak. I was pretty tired, so I needed a chance to rest up and kind of recuperate. I found I was, this afternoon, I was really down mentally. I was questioning, like, am I going to be able to do this for 2 months? I was thinking, I don't know, I've made a mistake. Like, I was just self-pity, and it was not a good thing. So I can recognize when I'm starting to do that, there are usually a few reasons. It could be tired, which it was, hungry, probably was that as well, and dehydrated. So I had a little bit of a lay down, had some water. I just took a step back and thought about things. There was the one problem that needed to be addressed, and that was the shelter. So I thought about it for a bit, redesigned it. Now it's a much higher shelter, so there'll be a breeze going through there. It'll be cooler, but that's fine. Like, my sleeping bag's plenty warm. It's a beautiful warm day. It'll cool down a little bit at night, but it shouldn't be too bad. So the important thing is the breeze should help keep the bugs off a little bit, and hopefully I'll be able to get a better sleep tonight. So basically I took care of my basic needs. I sat down, I thought about things, and came up with a game plan to tackle the biggest problem. And then after that I was able to move on to other things, such as harvesting the freshwater mussels, and I was able to get my first all-natural meal in of the trip. That's important because I had the canned food specifically for the days when I'm setting up the new camp. Don't want to have to be worrying about foraging on those days. So since I wasn't setting up camp today, it's a good thing that I was able to get some natural food. And here's Roy, coming to say hi. Roy, that's not yours. That's not yours. Come here, bud. He's a good boy. Roy's been attacked savagely by the bugs. I feel for him, but I think he's doing all right now. It's a nice windy day today, so it really helped things. And still got a mosquito on his chin there, but it helped to keep the bugs at bay, which is nice. And you got to recognize in the surroundings where to go, where not to go. So we spent a good bit of time down here by the water where there was a nice breeze, and that really helped. So yeah, all in all, successful day 2. Hopefully night number 2 is a little more successful than night number 1. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really hoping this breeze keeps up, and that'll keep the bugs off.
This will be a challenging experience, but I turned my first corner today. I will succeed. I still need to wrap my head around the monstrous timeline, though. 2 months is a long time to spend out here. I just need to get into a routine and go with it.
These are well and truly cold now. The taste is okay. They're a little gritty, but they're protein. For future reference, I will make an effort to eat them while they're still hot. Also, I'm really making sure not to start gagging. The taste isn't too bad, but the texture and just the mentality of it. If you think too much, it wouldn't be hard to start gagging, and then it'd be hard to finish them off. But I'm just trying to power through them. Get them down. And keep them down. Yeah, these would definitely be better with a little bit of seasoning, and warm would be a good start as well. Live and learn. Live and learn. Plenty more tasty dandelion as well. Tastes kind of like spinach. Seems like someone flipped a switch and all of a sudden the black flies are insane. So right now I'm just finding as much wind as I can, trying to stay away from them. It's a good chance to peel dandelion roots that I collected. So these will be peeled, dried, roasted, and then ground up to use as coffee. Working on peeling these back. Slow process, but do what you gotta do to get that morning coffee. For some reason there's been a distinctive lack of coffee beans out here. Haven't found any growing. Can't imagine why. Anyways, I'll just be working at this and trying to fight off the black flies. So we've fled to the water to try to catch as much breeze as possible and escape the black flies. Makes a good excuse for an evening paddle. A real joy. One of the hidden treasures of Northern Ontario. Don't tell anyone. I want to keep it to myself.
Gotta get that bug repellent on. This is why I'm here. It's beautiful. Home sweet home.